Hello and welcome to this introduction to the Fade Transition Pack by Digital Salmon. Included in the pack is 40 materials, all with different styles of transition for you to easily plug into your post-processing volume and create quick, stylish transitions between scenes or events in your project. Also included is an MPC or material parameter collection and a level sequence with examples of all of the transitions included in the project. These can be scrolled through so you can quickly find the transition you're after or use them as an example. Here we have the full list of transitions. So if you find one you like, simply scroll to the location on the timeline and the transition will be highlighted here. Here we see the eye to black fading in and out, followed by fade to black and flow to black. All of the materials within this project share generic naming convention for the parameters. In the star shape example, we have fade position and fade position MPC, fade fall off with a fade fall off MPC, tiling with a tiling MPC, and rotation with a rotation MPC. Rotation and fade position use an additive system, while fade fall off and tiling use a swap on a lerp using the MPC to control. This enables the user to create specific transitions for certain events or tweak globally all transitions within their project. This enables you to keep everything in sync quickly and easily. Rotation is additive, so you can add a little tweak if you want it to line up a certain way in materials and then rotate it with the MPC in a sequencer. Tiling normally adds detail in each material. So in the star example, if we start previewing this node, it will increase the number of prongs visible to the user, like so. Also included in each of these is a fade to color, so you don't have to fade to black. Or if you had your own texture you wanted to swap in, this would be the location to swap to. Now I will walk you through the material parameter collection included with this package. A material parameter collection is an asset that stores an arbitrary set of scalar and vector parameters which can be referenced in any material. It is a powerful tool that artists can use to get global data into many materials at once. Within this package, it enables you to control fade position, rotation, tiling, and fade fall off, with separate controls available for enabling MPC control for tiling and fall off, or disabling MPC control to enable each material to have its own separate settings. In this scene, I have added a post-process volume to the environment. Within this post-process, it has the post-process material for step drain added to it. This can show us that the MPC has direct control over it and enables us to tweak settings quickly and easily. Here we can affect tiling when MPC tiling is switched on, which changes how many steps the fade has, and switching on MPC fall off enables us to adjust the fall off. In this example, it is useful to note that this is a full screen effect and the editor window can sometimes chop off the sides of your effects, but they should render correctly in your game or project. It also should be of note that this makes it very easy to swap in and out an effect in material within this post-process volume by simply selecting a different effect. Here we will swap to cross iris, and here you can see all the tiling still affecting it globally with rotation and fade position and fall off respectively. Now I'll go through the creation of a fade from black level sequence. The first thing we'll need is an animation level sequence in the right click menu. I'm going to call mine test, but you can call yours whatever you like. Open this up and then browse to modes, volumes, and then post-process volumes, and drag that into your sequencer. Within this post-process, we need to set up in the rendering features the post-process materials. In this case, I'm going to use step drain. So go post-process materials, array, and then add an array, and then choose asset reference, and then I'm going to choose step drain, and then make sure your post-process volume is unbound. This means that it'll affect everything in the level. The post-process volume is in the sequencer so that it is only available when the sequence is active, and will not affect your gameplay any other time. The next thing we need is within your Fade to Black Materials folder, the NPC. Here we add a parameter fade position and set the first frame to 1 for a black screen. We then go to a comfortable position, set the parameter to 0, and then we'll have our fade. In the background you can see it animating across in the sequence. Within this sequence we can change all the parameters within the NPC and affect them at runtime if we want. So we can start on a rotation of 0 and finish on a rotation of 0.5. Enabling us to rotate and animate as we see fit effects within this package. Make sure when you've completed your timing that you drag the end of the sequence to the end of your fade position so that the sequence will kill itself when it's done. When you've created this section, pull your sequence into your level and select autoplay. Now when we click play, the sequence will play automatically. If you need a bit of a black buffer zone, simply drag the fade position start a few frames in, save it, and then play the level again, and you'll have a small section of black screen before the level starts. With the first sequence created, it is now easy to duplicate it and create a fade to black sequence for the end of the level. I'm going to call mine test 2, but you can call it whatever you want for clarity. Open it up, find your fade position parameters in your NPC, and reverse the direction. It's normally a good idea, again, to leave a little bit of black at the end for loading and transitions. I don't want the rotation anymore, so I'm going to get rid of that for now. I also want to change the material of my post-process to collapse. As you can see in the background, the post-process material has changed, but is still responding correctly to the fade position. I think this would look better coming from the top and the bottom, so I'm going to rotate it slightly. There you go. Because we're in a sequence, it is also possible to animate this coming in so we can get a nice cartoony bounce on its return. This feels a bit slow, so we can simply move it across and bounce, remembering to move the end of the sequence closer. This sequence now may be added to any blueprint or level blueprint when you can fire it or play it when you are transitioning from the level. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this introduction to fade transitions useful for your project.